Hi there. Very good morning and good afternoon, depending on wherever you're watching me. This is Simply Stocks, and I'm live in this live session to talk about some stocks and also answer your queries. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday and you're doing absolutely fine. Uh, so, today I'm going to talk about some of the defensive stocks which have come down appreciably from the highs of 2, 3 months back, and currently no one is looking at it. So that's why I'm pretty gung ho on it from a short term basis. And people do ask me that if I can give some short term calls in the time being. Uh, so I'll do that and would also talk about the markets which has fallen a bit and then answer your queries. So a 20-minute session, 15-20 minute session in which I'm going to cover all that. Hi, Sunil. So I want some people to join in. So a couple of minutes. Let's take a couple of minutes before I talk about specific stocks. Hi, Ridesh. Hello, Venkat. Hi, Subarao. Uh, so I hope you all are having magnificent trading days and doing particularly well. Uh, I have been looking at some of the stocks in the pharma and IT segment, and I'll talk about them plus some FMCG stocks, around 8, 10 stocks that I'll talk about. But first, let's talk about the market. So 14,900 or so on the market, and then there was some recovery, 14,850, and then the recovery happened. I believe that this is just a shake off that is taking place, and that has taken place on many occasions. So we may see 14,700, even 14,400. There could be some amount of fall, even more in the next 2, 3 days, but then we will see uh, a nice up move which could take the markets higher and maybe to 16,000 levels in the next couple of months. I think by April end, we should be around 15,800 to 16,000. Uh, Pretty positive on the markets based on the results that are coming in. So Q2 and Q3 have been pretty good, and that's why I have turned bullish on the markets. And I believe that probably in a year's time, we could be looking at 18,000 on the Nifty in a year's time. So let me know what you think about it. Uh, we could see a good 20% upside on the Nifty in the next year or so. So that's my opinion on the stocks and the markets. Coming to the stock specific thing, coming to the points I was trying to make. So some stocks that I'll just go through them, and probably that is what you need to look at. Some stocks that have corrected, that have been consolidating for a while, and is showing some kind of a strength, and they are in the pharma and IT segment and doing and have done pretty well on the numbers front as well. But it is just that growth stocks have come into being, and people are looking at more growth oriented stocks, so that these pharma and IT giants have been sold into. So in pharmaceutical, you can look at Divi's Lab at current price. You can look at a Dr. Reddy's. You can look at an Ipca Labs. All these three have declined 15, 20% or even more from the highs, and at very good levels currently. Plus, you can look at a Biocon after what has gone on and went to 370. On Patreon, I made a call that at 370, 388 is an extremely good buy. Currently around 410, 415, still very good buy. Then there is Syngene, so that's its partner probably of Biocon. So Syngene around 580, 590. All these five stocks are very, very interesting buys at these levels, where the shorter, you can say stop loss of between 5 to 7%, one can get into the stock and probably look for a 20, 25% upside in the next 2, 3 months. That is possible with the kind of, you can say, selling that is happening in the economy related stocks. I believe that there could be some amount of upward movement in these uh, defensive stocks. Apart from these pharmaceutical names, the other names that I could think of in the IT space would be L&T Infotech. It is around 3850, 3800, very good levels to probably get into an L&T Infotech. TCS and Infosys has also gone into consolidation mood, So if somebody wants to play even safer, can look at TCS and Infosys. Otherwise, L&T Infotech is my preferred pick, along with Coforge in the IT segment. And why I'm looking at IT and pharma, because everybody is now bullish on all the economy related stocks, be it autos, auto ancillaries, etc., and so on and so forth. Tractors and agriculture commodities, whole commodity space and all. We have to be contrarian to make money in this market, and that has been my thesis for the last 8 10 years. If you want to make money on a shorter term time horizon, you have to be contrarian. I still believe that FMCG stocks like HUL, Nestle, and Britannia are very good buy at current levels. You have to be a little bit patient. Yes, on a 2 3 year basis, it may not perform that well as would an auto company or other economy related stock, but on a 2 3 month basis, I think Britannia around 3,300, Nestle around 16,000 or 15,500, something like that. Uh, these are very, very attractive levels. HUL has already gone below 2,100 and has recovered. To get into, make 20%, probably get out. All these companies, so I have talked about at least 10 companies, and I believe all these 10 companies have the potential to give you between 20 to 25% over the next 2 months. Uh, Provided the rally begins in this whole sector, and I believe that will happen because everything goes together, and there has been rotation that has been happening in the market with respect to sector. So I won't be surprised if FMCG, pharma, and IT goes for a run for a couple of weeks or 3 weeks and then cools off. So that would be the time to make money again. Disclaimers apply, and kindly do consult your financial advisor. Take your own call on all of the stocks that I have been mentioning, but these stocks look extremely attractive. All right, so I'm ready to answer your queries. So you can shoot your queries. Kindly use the super chat and super sticker feature. That will help me grow the channel. That will help you also e-consult from me in greater detail, and I'll be able to, you can say, look at the questions immediately, because there are a number of questions that come by on the right hand side page. Also, kindly support me on Patreon. That will also help me grow this channel on YouTube, and you get a lot of stuff on Patreon. My podcast, you have watch list, you have my portfolio there, that you can have a look. Any portfolio changes I make, it comes up there, and I discuss about it. I gave monthly calls, so every month I give one call in the first week as to if that stock can perform. Plus, I provide you with short term calls on some stocks, and you can ask me one question on daily basis if you get the $10 membership. So that's about Patreon. So kindly ask questions through Super Chat, and that would also help me locate your questions easily. All right. So I'm just sharing the Patreon link with you. So if anybody is interested, you can take the membership with a credit card, and hopefully it would be pretty beneficial for him. So this is the link. All right. So the question is Dabur at current price. I think HUL is a better proposition. Berger Paints has run up a bit. I would prefer Asian Paints with the kind of fall that has taken place rather than a Berger Paint. VA Tech Wabag, I would avoid. Probably if you have 5 7 years, it's a good buy, but at this time I would avoid. Next 3 years target on Dixon, I think 32,000 would be a peak level for Dixon, and then we could see some amount of fall. I think it has run up a lot. Probably 22,500 is possible on the stock, but I think maximum it could still, I mean, it depends on numbers, but 30,000 is possible on the stock. See, Tata Elxsi, see, there are two things to it, and many people have asked me this, that once you were not bullish on it, now you are saying you buy at 2,800, you are not bullish at 2,500, you are saying 2,000, wait for 2,000. So that's what happens. So if it consolidates between 2,800 to 3,000 for 2 months, 8 10 weeks, then you go ahead and buy. Otherwise, if it falls, you go ahead and buy. So I've talked about L&T Infotech around 3,800, very good levels to buy into L&T Infotech. All right. KPIT is not the preferred pick. I mean, in the you can say the IT segment, I would prefer to get into something like Tata Elxsi on declines or L&T Infotech, Infosys, TCS. These companies pretty good. Coforge. Marico is a good pick, I think, at these levels, and there have been positive news about it with things that it is doing. Yes, it can be bought into. Again, Sanofi is a portfolio kind of a stock. Buy over 5, 7, 8 years will make you money. So that's my view on this. IOL Chemicals, in my opinion, has run up. I would say it's an avoid, in my opinion. You can take your own call. A Welspun Corp on declines can be bought into. I think the pipe segment of most of the pipe companies should do well over the next year. Two, if you have a 2 year view, yes, you can buy. HSIL on declines can be bought into, as would be Kajaria. I would avoid Majesco. There's a lot of things that are going on, corporate actions going on in Majesco. I would avoid Majesco for the time being. Yes, Naveen Fluorine is attractive at 2500. I've talked about it earlier also in the chemical space. I like Naveen Fluorine in SRF, and around 2500 Naveen Fluorine looks good. Right. I think Happiest Minds is slightly stretched, so I would avoid. Okay. I've talked about Ekka Labs already, so you can reverse the tape, you'll know. Voltas is a good pick on any depth, so Voltas can be bought into. So yes, and especially when the summer season is around us, Voltas is a top pick also. I would not pick Zensar Tech as one of my picks in the IT segment. That's my opinion. Same with Mastech. Acresil is a very good small cap company. I've already made videos on Acresil. I would say you go ahead and get into Acresil, but have stop losses in place and keep in mind it is a small cap company. So that's my opinion on it. Zelmog, I don't have an opinion. Pfizer again is a kind of a stock same as Sanofi. It's a 7, 8, 10 year play. You buy and you'll make money over long period of time, 8, 10, 15, 20 years. That's the kind of stock you can say Pfizer is. Marks and Pharma, not the favorite stock of mine, although the company is doing well, stock is doing well, not the best in the pharma space for me. A Borosil, you need to understand if the business you think is going to be better and business is going to do extremely well. Yes, of course, go ahead and buy into Borosil. Otherwise, I don't have greater knowledge on the business of Borosil, so I won't comment. So that's my point. Okay. Deepak Nitrite, I think his valuations are stretched, and I've been saying that time and again. Although the stock keeps going up, but I still believe valuations are stretched. Be very careful buying into it. A Fortis is a good company. I think Fortis Healthcare can be bought into. If you have bought, just hold on to it. Over 2, 3 years, should do well. Fortis Healthcare. Cadila is also a decent, you can say, pharma company, but I mentioned the 4, 5 companies that I like in the space. Okay. Walk is an avoid. I think there are, you can say, corporate issues, many things that have happened in the past, and that's why I would say it's an avoid. A walk. Dixon expensive to me. I think any declines to 17,000 better buying opportunity. It has run up a lot, and I've been saying that again. So some of the stocks have really run up a lot at the moment. Action Consulting is an avoid for me. Yeah, GG again is an avoid for me. A Gland Pharma is expensive in my opinion. That's my call. Motherson Sumi has run up. I think 190 is a better option to probably get into. Motherson Sumi has run up a bit. Disclaimer: I'm invested in the stock, but I think there could be some fall towards 200, 205 at least. That would be a good buying opportunity in Motherson. Okay. No opinion on Satyasundar. Uflex is a good company, packaging company. Again, on declines can be looked at for sure. Balmain Lorry is a good divestment play. If you think that there could be a chance of a divestment in the stock, yes, you can look at Balmain from a long term point of view. Apar Industries on declines can be bought. It's a very good company into the tire space, but again, it has run up a lot. But kindly use declines to buy. I think IRCTC can be bought at current levels on declines. I'm invested for the last few months. 1600, good levels to probably get into rather than at current levels, but not a lot of fall can be expected when trains are opening up. So, I don't think there could be a huge fall that is expected. Thanks a lot, Lawrence, for your contribution. If you have any query, you can shoot that. Thank you for your contribution. Yeah. Confidence Petroleum, no opinion. I don't know. L&T Finance, most of the financial companies are an avoid for me. I don't see, I don't go into the details of it. I simply avoid financials, even if that have run up. So, as an individual, I would say that you pick up your sectors and go after them and analyze the companies in those sectors, leaders in those sectors inside out, and then go ahead and invest. So financials is not a sector that I really go in deeply into, and that's why it's an avoid for me. Plus, over the last 20 years, financials, only two or three financials have done really well. So that's why I avoid in that sense. So Titan is not moving here and there. Probably Titan can be bought at in July, August, or if the market falls in August, you get Titan at 1380, 1370, something like that, just below 1400, good levels to buy with the winter season, with the Diwali season around, and then you can buy just before that. So that's my opinion on Titan. Phenolex, very good company. I think the pipe companies will do well. There are many others that are doing well. On declines, it can be looked at Phenolex. All right. Dawat, I would say avoid the rice companies, KRBL, Dawat, etc. Look at larger companies. They can also give you very good returns. I think Muthoot Finance can still go up, but it is expensive on for an investment bet. Larsen and Tubro Infotech. So I have talked about it. I like the company L&T Infotech, and I think over a 3 5 year period, it could be huge. And these are very good levels to get into below 4,000 levels. I think HDFC Life better pick than HDFC AMC in my opinion. So you can look at that as well. All right, guys. Thank you. Thanks for being online and thanks for supporting me. Kindly do subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you can get my videos straight away when I post it. And also support me on Patreon. Thank you.